4D Puppy in a Present or a Gift Acrylic Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you a cute little puppy that is inside a gift that opens up. So you just press on the little button or push up the little bead that's on the bottom of the nail and just push it up the wire, and then a little puppy pops out. It's really cute, it's really easy, it's kind of a fun different one. The first one of these little pop-up designs that I did was a year ago, and it was a Santa that popped out of a chimney. So that was kind of the start of this whole thing, and I've been doing these off and on throughout the year. So if you guys like these fun little pop-up designs, I hope you do. I will put a link to that one from last year in the description box below, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well.
So to begin with, I'm going to be starting with an overlay of a shimmery white acrylic, just because I wanted it to be a pretty plain background because there's so much going on the nail itself. But just plain white always just seems so stark to me. So I decided shimmery white is kind of a good way to go. And I'm using a lot of these like shimmery kind of or sparkly white backgrounds because, like I said, it's a nice alternative to just that plain paper white color that a lot of times I may have used in the past. After I have that white layer down, I'm going to be applying a layer of clear acrylic over the top of the entire thing to make sure that it is going to add some strength, and then that will also protect the shimmer quality of your shimmery white acrylic. Then I'm going to be filing the nail into shape with my e-file, and I'm going to start with a pretty coarse bit to remove any bulk and any bigger areas that just need to kind of be thinned out a little. And then taking a much finer bit, I'm going to go over the entire thing and just smooth it out, make it a little bit more velvety in texture. So now I'm going to be on a nail form backing sculpting all of my little present pieces. So for this, it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys remember doing this in elementary school, but they'd give you like a cube that you had to then deconstruct and show all the sides for it, or a pyramid, or I don't know, this was like second grade. All these different things that you had to deconstruct. I don't know if it was math class or art class or what it was, but anyways, kind of you have to think about it that way. So you have to think about all the different sides you need to create for this. So the first one obviously is going to be your front, and that's the first one I made, that bigger square. Then I'm going to add two smaller, thinner sides. So those are those, and those are going to be the exact, their height is going to be the height of your front piece. Then, as you can see, I'm sort of sculpting them next to where they're going to attach, just to kind of give it an idea and make it the right size. Then for the top of the present, you're going to need to sculpt another little cap, or another piece that's going to be the cap, and on that one, make one side straight and then give the other side a curve that is somewhat similar to the C curve on your nail. That way it won't stick up so far on the sides, it'll kind of hug the nail a little bit better. Then you're also going to need to make the last side, which is going to be the bottom, and for that one, you're going to create a nice little keyhole for your wire to go through on the one edge of it. So it's almost more like two little squares that are very thinly connected on one edge. And then I'm going to take with red acrylic, and I'm going to be adding a little bow, or making a little bow. So I have two little shapes for my two halves of my bow off to the side, and then on that main front piece, I'm going to add just a stripe of that red acrylic going down the middle. Kind of flatten out those two little shapes that I created a little, and you kind of push in the sides so that they look a little bit pointier on each end. And then after they've set up just enough that they begin to really turn matte, where they will hold their shape as far as the outside shape goes, but you can still maneuver them, fold them in half. So just take and slide your brush under one side and fold it in half. Then grab the one little side, place it up against the other side so it forms your nice little bow shape, and add a touch more red acrylic right in the center. So now we're going to be assembling our little present box. So I'm going to begin by gluing my two sides down to the nail. So there's the first side, and when you're gluing these, you can either eyeball it or you can mark it to make sure that they are the right distance away so that they will rest properly with the present top on top of it. If they're too far apart, your present top is just going to fall right down, and if they're too close together, it'll look a little bit funky because there'll be a little lip around the outside edge. So just kind of monitor that so that they are the right distance apart. Then grab that top piece, or your front and center piece, whatever you want to think about it, whatever you want to think of it as, glue that onto the top edges of your sides, and then put some glue around the whole bottom edge, and grab your bottom piece and glue that down to the bottom, just like that. And then the great thing about this is, if it isn't perfect, which, let's face it, we're human, we're not going to make something perfect, and that's kind of the beauty of this, we can take and some more of that green acrylic or whatever color your present is. Go ahead and fill in any gaps around it, any places that are just like, oh, that's just a little weird looking. Fill it in. It's perfectly fine. It's going to happen. There's going to be holes here and there and whatever it is. So just add some more of that color acrylic around the edges, anywhere that it's been glued. For one thing, the glue just isn't that strong. nail glue likes to act all tough and like it's all special, but it's really just not that good. So you're going to need to add some more of the acrylic around there just to make sure it stays all held together. Then I'm going to be adding my present tag above my gift box. So first I just painted an outline for the shape, just a black outline for it. And I'm going to be filling it in with a really soft minty green color. And then I'm going to take more of my black paint and I'm going to start outlining my present itself just a little bit, just to make it kind of pop off away from the nail. And then I'm going to add a little string on my tag, a little hole where the string is tied through, and then right on my tag. Now, I didn't know necessarily who I was making my little puppy for, so I just wrote "for you" on my tag. However, if you know somebody that really likes dogs, or if you really like dogs or whatever, you could write "from Santa" on it. There's so many options for what you could put on your tag. You can really basically just run with that and have fun. But I just wrote "for you." My second favorite choice was "from Santa," but of course, there are other options. So then on the nail form backing, once again, I'm going to be sculpting my little puppy. So with a brown color and then kind of more like a golden orangey color, basically two shades that are possibly dog fur color, I'm going to be sculpting my dog. So with the darker color, I did the head shape and then the little bit of neck that shows. Then with my lighter color, I added ears and a muzzle area. So there is that so far. And right now you really can't see much. I mean, it doesn't really look like all that much, but the paint really is where it sets it off. After that's all set, you can take that off the nail form backing and glue a piece of wire to the back of it. And then take and glue the present top to the top of the puppy's head. This way, when you close the present and you pull the puppy all the way down inside, the present top keeps it from looking kind of weird up there. So it has that nice little present on top. Then I'm going to glue my bow to the top of the present top. And then with white acrylic paint that is slightly diluted, I'm going to add some highlights onto my puppy, mainly on those two lighter areas of acrylic, so on the ears and on the nose, and then or the muzzle. And then with black, I added his nose and his eyes and some outlines, just a few, just to kind of set those off. And then little white highlights on the eyes, make them look a little bit brighter. Same thing on the nose. Apply some matte top coat over your puppy, and that is it. After you string that through the nail, this is optional, you can cut that off so it's the right length and then glue a bead to the bottom. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. The one benefit if you don't do it is that you can take that slider piece all the way off for, say, showering and sleeping, and it doesn't have to be in there all the time. But if you do put the bead on there, then it can't get lost. So it's a win-lose situation. You can choose however you like, which way works better for you. I hope you guys like this design as much as I do, and please share any recreations with me on Facebook or Instagram. I would love to see them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!